All right, back on Cadence 2002 Mitsubishi Galant. Today we're going to be fixing this mess of wiring that previous owner did. Obviously, he just kind of spliced into stuff and just left it in a mess. Stuff falls off his power steering. AC's not working, so hopefully it's all just the wiring. Get that cleaned up. I actually went to the pickup part a while back and I cut out a whole section of wire harness, so I'm going to get that run, get it spliced in. Cadence putting his wheel back on from finishing the brakes up the other day, and then we will work on wiring. So just going to lay that wire in place, figure out where everything needs to go, and start cutting and splicing. That's nice, just nice, brittle, old stuff. So you can see I took that new wiring harness I got you. It's right here. I've got it plugged into your crank position sensor. It comes down, plugs into your power steering pump.
So it already looks so much better.
I just tucked the one wire into that fitting for the AC. I'll have to cut and splice that, but what I want to do is once I get this spliced in, I just want to test. Yeah, so because there's no connector on this, because it's just cut, I don't want to cut this connector off just yet.
Right.
But I want to kind of see if we can test it. I want to see if the compressor kicks on and everything. For now, so what I did was I wanted to get all that run and routed before I pulled this out. So this is your existing wiring harness right here. This is the new one. I wanted to verify all the same wires, which it should be. It's pulled off the same car. I just want to make sure you had all the same colors, make sure everything matched. Before I started hacking in anything, I didn't want to remove anything, that was sort of working. I mean, we know your crank position sensor was working. We know your power steering was working.
Yeah.
I believe that's just like a pressure switch to let you know if you're low on power steering fluid, I think is all that's going to. As long as the engine's turning and it's turning the power steering pump, the pump's going to work as long as it's got enough fluid. I think that plug on the side is just like a warning light. Be like, hey, you're low on power steering fluid. That's this one right here.
You gave me? Oh,
yeah. That's just the spare switch that was on the harness that I pulled out. So okay. I just left that one installed. But now, I can just start cutting this one and splice into this one, and we'll call it good. What I'd like to do, what I might do, is go a little long.
Take the trash.
There you go.
Out with the old here, Mom.
Out with the old in with the new. And then I'm going to cut that back a little bit more. I want to kind of stagger the joints just so that all 5 splices aren't right on top of each other. So I'm going to pull that back a little bit. And then I think I have some wire loom I could put over this.
Okay.
I don't know if I made this small though. But it's no big deal. It's just to protect the wire. But we can do that some other time. And then I'm just going to stagger my joints. So I'm just going to pick one, go with the red. It's the first one I grabbed.
Those look really new too.
Well, they're pretty well protected, being inside the loom, So it kind of protects them. But I'm just going to cut the first one back. Yeah, I got that bowl. You can just set that up here for trash. I think this is probably like 18 gauge. I'll try the 16. Yep. So electrical work it's not difficult. It's just time consuming, really. Especially to do it, make sure it's done right. You don't want electrical problems. Chasing electrical sucks. So if you can, get it right and the first time, so you're not having to troubleshoot it later and start chasing problems. Yeah. You save yourself so many headaches down the road. Yep. All right. So I got all the wiring splices done here. Everything's cut and spliced. You can recover it in loom. We're going to give it a start up here. Your negative is pretty loose, but should be all right. Go ahead and fire it up. warning lights for anything?
SRS,
Yeah.
brake, and then I think the doors.
Yeah, so go ahead and try turning your AC on. Actually, yeah, give it just a second. I'm gonna see if his AC compressor will kick on when we command it. I need to secure that wire better. Hang on. All right, go ahead and turn the AC on. So it's either empty. So hang on just a second. All right, press the button. Press it. Press it again. The clutch isn't engaging, so it's either that wire. Let me take a look at it. Hang on. No, you can leave it running. It's either that wire or the AC might just be empty. It might just be low on coolant, not letting it run. Hang on. So it's either, we either got to make that splice. So we're either going to have to make the splice down here. Because like I said, the wiring harness that I got from the pickup part has a connector on it. Whereas the one on the AC does not. It may just be empty too. So, what we'll have to do maybe is get a can of coolant for it.
Yeah.
We'll look into it. I know you got to go. So, we'll look into it.
Okay.
But yeah, this may just have to be cut and spliced into this wire. So like this wire goes to the clutch. So yeah, I just think it either that connection is just junk or it's low on refrigerant.
Either of those two would I have to replace the AC compressor or something?
No, not necessarily. We can try filling it first, see what happens. But at least I know you got to go. Yeah. So at least we got that cleaned up. There were no warnings for your power steering. Yeah, go ahead and disconnect your battery. So there were no warnings for your power steering, no check engine light for crank sensor or anything. Yeah. I still left this. We'll trim this back. Okay. Later. Once we're able to come back and mess with the AC. But we'll continue this later. Back on it, and we'll get the work on the AC today. So the AC pulley is way down in there. I was able to reach in and verify that the clutch turns by hand. You want to reach down in there, see if I can get a shot of this maybe. So there's the clutch. Maybe go ahead and reach down, and you should get down into the clutch there. So one all the way on the bottom. You should be able to turn the center by hand. You know what I'm talking about? Remember?
Not really.
So right here, you should be able to just come right in here and turn that center by hand. So that turns, that tells me the clutch isn't locked up.
Okay.
Okay. So with that now.
Oh yeah, that's what you're talking about.
So with that, what we can do now, or what I did was I just kind of came over here to the fuse box, found the fuse for the fuel injection. The fuse is good. I pulled the relay. There's 12 volts at the relay, and then we just ran the wire that's supposed to power the clutch to the relay. So I found that wire on the relay.
Oh.
So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get a jumper wire, and we'll jumper that relay, and the clutch should engage.
Which
as long as the clutch engages, then that probably just means that it's low on fluid because the
PCM I see the connection.
On. Yeah. So if I can engage the clutch manually by jumpering the relay, that just means there's probably no coolant in there.
Okay.
So let me go grab a jumper wire and we'll see if that works. All right. So I got a jumper wire and the relay here. So I know there's 12 volts right here on the relay. Of course, I had to grab a weird jumper wire with a forked prong. But actually, let me pull the relay for the AC. And I know there's 12 volts right here. I already checked it. And then the other end, we ohm that wire out. So I know that it goes from this connector down to that wire is a straight shot. So I should be able to put 12 volts. So that's the clutch engaging.
Clear as day.
So clutch works. So I'm guessing that the only issue we're going to have is the fact that you're just low on refrigerant. All right, so I'm not really sure just what happened with the audio here, but it seemed like my mic wasn't picking anything up, whereas Caden's was picking up too well. So there's a lot of heavy breathing in the background. So I figured I'm just going to go ahead and do a voiceover. So we went ahead and we got all the wiring under the hood figured out. Still got to add a connector at the AC compressor, but we verified the compressor's good. It gets power, it engages, all that. So the compressor should be fine, probably just needs refrigerant. So at this point, Caden was in the car kind of buttoning up the interior. We had a lot of it torn apart from when we were troubleshooting the cam and crank position sensors. We were trying to get access to the PCM. So we were actually, at this point, trying to put the interior back together, getting this thing to the point where he could drive it. He can go get it smogged so we can finish registering it. But, you know, it was all part of working on his first car, working on a new project. And that was, you know, kind of told him, hey, go ahead and put this back together. I really wanted him to kind of figure it out, find out where things went, and just, I was there more to just kind of answer questions. But at this point now, I think we're gonna, like I said, he's ready to pretty much register this thing. He just got to get it smogged, got to put some time on it because the battery was disconnected, and it's got to relearn, the PCM's got to relearn computer settings and, you know, emission settings and things like that. But I think our next trip or our next video is going to be, I think we're going to hit the pick apart. I think we're going to try to find some other parts for this car. You know, he's got no rear bumper cover. He needs a rear tail light, and that's really cosmetic. He needs some driver's door pieces, like the window regulator doesn't work, and it's got some broken pieces on the door. So I think our next video, I think we're going to hit the pick apart and see what we can find. Appreciate you guys for watching. Hit that subscribe, hit the bell. See you on the next one.